What's up, guys? We are back with a full NBA slate here on Tuesday, November 19th. We're going to break down every game and look at bets on the side and over-under, and I'll throw some player props in the pinned comment for tomorrow for the national TV game. So buckle up, we have a great video for you tonight. Monday night went pretty great, guys. We nailed our biggest bet of the day, which was the Houston Texans -7. They got the blowout win there against Dallas. Not too shocked to see that one. Dallas not in a very good spot right now. Unfortunately, we didn't hit one of our props. CeeDee Lamb under 59.5 receiving yards. They threw the ball like 50-something times, so he did get over that number. But Ferguson under 34.5 receiving yards at even odds. That one came through. He did get hurt. You kind of hate to see that, but at least we cashed our bet. Mixon over 89.5 rushing yards at -105. That one was good as gold as well, and we just kept the wins rolling there on the NBA slate, guys. We had the Heat -2.5. We got on that one super early, so we got a good price, but didn't really need it. The Heat ended up winning that one, walking away, and we also had Orlando +1.5. We jumped on that one super early as well, so yeah, jumping on these games early can be very key, but Orlando didn't really need it either. They got a very comfortable win. We still have the game going there between Atlanta and Sacramento. We've got the over in that one, and that one might be a little bit of a stretch, but still, we are looking at a very, very nice Monday out there. So, guys, let's go ahead and jump in here. If you want to win all of your bets today, hit that like button. It's good luck and shows support for the channel and all the hard work we're putting in every single day. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on our daily content. You can now also sign up for a channel membership by clicking the little join button right below the video. Members get exclusive early access to all NFL and college football videos and get their names up on screen just like right now. I really appreciate the support from all of you. Seeing that badge next to your comments makes me feel like this work is all completely worth it. Our videos are sponsored by StumpTheSpread.com. We have a team of experienced cappers over there for every major sport, currently covering NFL, NBA, NCAA football, UFC, NHL, and NCAA basketball. This is one of the best times of the year to be in the mix with so many sports going on. Click the link in the description if you're interested in signing up, and also to join our free email list to get the occasional free or premium pick straight to your inbox. Comment below with any bets you're looking at today, and we will give you our best advice on all of them. We are committed to responding to every single comment every day, so let us know anything you want to say about my picks, these videos, or anything you see here. As always, our favorite picks will be in the pinned comment down below. Now let's get into the game of the night here. Right off the bat, guys, we've got the Cleveland Cavaliers going on the road to take on the Boston Celtics. Cleveland comes into this game, guys, still undefeated on the season, a crazy 15-0 start to the year, looking pretty nuts. They got the 128-114 win there against Charlotte their last time out, so not the best defense there by Cleveland, but hey, they notch a comfortable 14-point win, so they'll take it. You would like to see them play a little bit better defense against a team like the Hornets, but I mean, what are you going to do? You're getting another win. You're undefeated on the season. Who am I to say you're doing anything wrong? Evan Mobley posted a +20, so he was out there absolutely killing it. He had 23 points. We saw 4 starters there for Cleveland score at least 21 points in the game, and also we had Niang, of all guys, chipping in 13 points coming off the bench. He was a +3 out there. They did a good job on the boards. They shot 43% from three-point range. They got to the line 28 times and made 27 of those free throws. So just another easy cruise control banner day there for the Cleveland Cavaliers, who locked things down there in the fourth quarter. They only gave up 15 points in that final frame. So yeah, see, I shouldn't even be saying anything bad about that Cleveland defense, guys. This team is absolutely elite. Looking at their injury report for this game, guys, right now we've got we've got a few guys on there. Okoro's on there. He's listed as day-to-day right now. He's dealing with an ankle issue, so he's questionable. We don't know yet if he's going to be playing in this game. Karis LeVert also on the injury report. That's pretty important. A lot of bench production coming from him. He's questionable also with a knee injury, so we'll see if he ends up playing in this one. He did play against Charlotte on the 17th, so he's had a little bit of time there. He did play, what did he play in that game? 32 minutes, so he played a lot of minutes. That makes me think he's probably not in that bad of shape, and I mean, everybody's going to want to be out there for a nationally televised game against the Boston Celtics, so I pretty much do expect him to play in this game, and that does leave Cleveland at a close to full shape. I mean, yeah, Dean Wade going to be out for this game. He's been dealing with that ankle issue. He played against Charlotte. He played 15 minutes. That's where he suffered the injury, so he's not going to be available for this game. That's not great. You do want to have your bench at full strength to go against a relatively deep Boston Celtics team. So the Cavs got to be pretty jazzed up for this one to take on the Celtics, who are 11-3, not off to a bad start to their season at all. They're coming off a 126-123 win there in overtime against the Toronto Raptors. They've had plenty of time to rest and recover from that game, which took place a couple days ago, right? Yeah, back on the 16th. So yeah, they've had plenty of time to recuperate, but a little bit concerning to see them playing an overtime game against a team like Toronto, especially especially when, I guess Boston didn't have a great day shooting the ball, but they shot 35. They made 21 threes out of 61. They shot like 35% from the field, but they didn't look amazing on the boards. Just kind of a sloppy game from the Celtics. They had basically everyone available. I mean, maybe not quite everybody, but, just not enough guys missing to really justify them having a hard time against a team like the Toronto Raptors. So we'll see if Boston can bounce back a little bit here. Obviously, they've been one of the best teams in the NBA this season, no question about that. Peyton Pritchard, the only major piece, guys, on the injury report for this one. Drew Holiday expected to easily be back from his illness deal. I mean, yeah, we've had the flu sweep in the NBA here for a little bit, but Pritchard is questionable there with a left thumb sprain. So yeah, definitely something to keep in mind. This dude is, integral to what the Celtics are doing this season. He really struggled against Toronto, only having 6 points in 24 minutes. That's not the norm of what we've seen from Pritchard. So a hand injury can really throw stuff off, and this is a guy that needs his jump shot to be effective. So we'll have to keep a close eye on Pritchard. I'm a little bit worried about what he's going to look like in this game. So looking at the numbers for this one, guys, we see the Celtics, they are 4.5-point favorites here playing at home. We've got an over-under of 233.5. Cleveland is 5-2 against the spread playing on the road this season. They're also 10-5 to the over. Boston 2-4 against the spread at home this season, and they are 7-7 against the over/under this year. Guys, I'm riding with the Cleveland Cavaliers here, getting 4.5 points. I saw some 5s out there, but those are probably long gone, so just give me the Cavaliers and the points. I think they've got a reasonable chance to win this game. You could take them to win it straight up, but a lot of what Cleveland wants to do, they need guys like, they need very big performances from guys like Garland and Donovan Mitchell, and the Celtics have great guys to defend those positions, so we'll see what happens, but I think Cleveland keeps this game extremely close. Give me the Cavaliers and the points in this one, and in terms of that over-under of 233.5, I think that's too many points, guys. I think we're going to see more of a playoff-type atmosphere in this game. I think the refs will let them play a little bit in a nationally televised game, so I think we might see a little bit more physical of a competition, so give me a little taste of that under in addition to the Cavaliers and the points. Next up, guys, we're looking at the Charlotte Hornets. They're going on the road here to take on the Brooklyn Nets. The Hornets come into this game 5-8 on the season, so not exactly having an amazing time. They just took that 128-114 loss there against the Cavaliers. I mean, they were playing at the Cavaliers, so saw decent stuff from Charlotte in that game. Despite losing by 14 points, they shot almost 40% from three-point range. They really struggled to get to the line. They couldn't defend without fouling, or just weren't getting the benefit of the whistle, which is going to happen when you're playing against a red-hot team like the Cavaliers, who are just a team that's going to get more respect there than the Charlotte Hornets. In terms of their injury report, we see the Hornets, only Trey Mann is on there. He's listed as day-to-day, so it's a little bit up in the air. He's dealing with some back tightness, so we'll see if he plays in this one. Like I said, questionable. We'll have more clarity on that one leading up to game time, but in general, we don't hate what the Hornets have done this year at 5-8 on the season, and, with continued growth there from LaMelo Ball and, from Brandon Miller, I think this team is definitely pointed in the right direction, but they're going up against an opponent that's kind of pointed in the right direction as well, guys. The Brooklyn Nets are 5-9 on the season. They come into this one fresh off of a 114-104 loss against the Knicks. They did lose both games there in that, kind of little brother, big brother series there at, the Madison Square Garden, but I think they will, be at least slightly content with keeping those games competitive. In terms of, their, overall likelihood of, success this season, that seems like a bit of a big ask. Nick Claxton is out for this game. We see Dorian Finney-Smith is listed as day-to-day, so we'll see if he comes back. He is probable, so I think we'll see him coming back from that left ankle sprain, but Claxton being out, yeah, I mean, he's going to miss at least a week here with that lower back sprain. An epidural injection, not a great look. We'll see how that plays out, but you don't want to start hearing this early in the season that dude's getting an epidural. Like, that's not going to be a great look. So the Nets might not be at full strength for this game. And looking at the numbers, Brooklyn is at -2.5. They're 2.5-point favorites at home. We've got an over/under of 222.5. Charlotte 3-3 against the spread on the road, 9-4 to the under. That is an NBA best mark to the under this season. Brooklyn 4-2 against the spread at home. They are 7-7 against the over/under. Guys, this is a tough one to call. I'm going to be leaning here just slightly towards the Brooklyn Nets -2.5 at home. Obviously, mixing Claxton isn't a great look, but he hasn't played since the 13th, and it's not like they've hit some sort of massive wall here. I don't think I'm just not really feeling the defense of either one of these teams. I'm leaning more towards the over in this game. I know Charlotte's been an under team primarily this season, but I think we can see these two teams getting over 222.5 points as they just go bucket for bucket there down the stretch. I don't see a whole lot of defense being played in this game. Hey guys, jumping in here with a quick ad break. This is a great time to sign up at stumpthespread.com. Signing up for a premium membership gets you access to our entire team of cappers covering NFL, college football, NBA, NHL, UFC, and NCAA basketball. It's been one of our most profitable sports over the years. We make things extremely easy for you with pick notifications directly to your phone and unit sizes assigned to each play so you can see where our confidence level is on every individual matchup. To test out the service before you buy, join our free email list to get the occasional free or premium pick straight to your inbox. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you're new. And also, if you want to experience peer-to-peer sports betting while paying almost zero juice, click the link in the description and sign up at betopenly.com, the best peer-to-peer betting site out there. Now, guys, back to the games. Moving right along here, guys, we're looking at the Denver Nuggets going on the road here to take on the Memphis Grizzlies. The Nuggets come into this game 7-5 on the season. They've actually lost their last 2 in a row, even falling against the Pelicans, but that just really shows how important it is for this team to have Nikola Jokic, who's been dealing with some sort of personal issue. I don't have any clarity really on what's going on, but he's missed a couple of games here. He is questionable for this one. There's some chance he'll be back for this game, so obviously cannot make too big of a lean on this game until we find out if he's going to be back or not. Right now we see the Nuggets are getting 3.5 points, so to me that would indicate that he's probably not going to be playing in this game, but we'll wait and see a little bit closer to game time. In game 1 of this little 2-game mini series they're playing against the Grizzlies, we saw Denver take a 15-point loss. It was pretty ugly out there, guys. We saw Dario Saric playing big minutes. In 32 minutes he had 10 points and 10 rebounds, so I don't know if you could really expect too much more from him, but guys that are supposed to be borderline superstars out there, Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. combined for 23 points on 1 of 10 from 3-point range. These two dudes are just ruining this season here from Jokic. Maybe he's just taking time off because he is sick and tired of how poorly his supporting cast is playing. It's got to be pretty rough knowing you're going to need to go out there and post like a 30-point triple-double for your team to have a chance to win against anyone. So, yeah, not looking too hot right now for the Nuggets, who, yeah, they did manage to have a little bit of a, competitive game there at times. But, yeah, things really fell apart there in the second quarter. They got destroyed on the boards. They didn't get to the free throw line, and they only made 70% of their free throws when they got there. I guess it wasn't a big free throw shooting game for either team, but the Grizzlies didn't have a lot of answers there for Jaren Jackson Jr. Not a problem that they'll have if Jokic is back out there. So really everything in this game is going to be determined by whether or not Jokic ends up playing, because the Grizzlies, guys, they come into this one 8-6 on the season. They're having a little bit better of a time. Obviously, they're not at full strength right now. The question is, when are we going to get Ja Morant back? But that looks like it's going to be a minute here, guys. We don't really have any impending return there from Morant. He was just undergoing more imaging on Monday, so at time of recording of this video, it's the same day, so we don't have any updates on that, but we'll see. It's not a great sign that he's not showing major improvement. So we don't know when Ja's going to be back. We do know Zach Edey just took that ankle injury, so we don't know how long he's going to be out, but he's definitely going to be out for this game at least. If Jokic comes back, that's maybe not a great thing there for the Grizzlies. And Marcus Smart, guys, he's still on the injury report. He's listed at questionable with an illness. So two teams very much not at full strength for this game. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, the Grizzlies getting the win there in game 1 has to make them feel a little bit better. But looking at the numbers, we see Memphis -3.5 playing at home. We've got an over/under of 228.5. Guys, Denver, they're only 1-4 against the spread on the road. They're 8-4 to the over. Memphis 5-2 against the spread at home. They are 9-5 to the over. So definitely over trends here in this game. But given who's going to be available for these two teams, I do not see any way this game gets over 228.5 points unless Jokic comes back and plays. This entire game is being capped right now by me under the impression that Jokic is not going to play. So keep an eye on that pinned comment. Keep an eye on the injury reports, guys. If Jokic plays, everything changes. But if he doesn't play, I think under 228.5 is a borderline lock in this game. It might be my favorite play on the day if Jokic doesn't end up playing this game. So like I said, keep your eyes open, and we will update you as soon as we get more information. Next on the docket, guys, we've got the New Orleans Pelicans going on the road to take on the Dallas Mavericks. The Pelicans are having a nightmare season, guys. They're now 4-10 on the year, coming off of a 104-99 loss there against the Lakers. At least they kept things relatively competitive, but guys, it has been a hard season for a Pelicans team that's decimated with injuries right now and doesn't seem like they're going to be getting very healthy anytime soon. Brandon Ingram went off for a big game against his former team, putting up 32 points, but he got very little help out there. Jalen Noel actually played probably the second best out there, and he only put up 16 points and a -7. So yeah, just not a lot of guys left there for a decimated Pelicans team. We'll see. I mean, eventually the squad should get healthy. These guys aren't necessarily out for the season, although that Zion thing is not looking great. So we'll just have to see. But CJ McCollum, he's listed as out right now. He's still dealing with that thigh issue. He's not going to be back yet for this game. So that's not going to be helping helping them. And yeah, just a plethora of dudes missing for this team. So not a full strength Pelicans lineup by any stretch of the imagination. We'll see what they can do out there with the, like their B squad or C squad, but it could be a little bit tough as they go on the road to take on the Dallas Mavericks, who are 7-7 this season. Still a 500 team. Not exactly what the plan was. We saw Luka just miss that game against the Thunder, but somehow, guys, the Mavs still managed to get the 121-119 win there. Big shout out there to PJ Washington coming back and being a monster. 27 points, a plus 12 for him. Kyrie was doing his thing. He posted 23 points on 9 of 18 shooting from the field, 3 of 6 from 3. He had 6 assists, only 1 turnover. He did post a -4, which is a little bit surprising to see, but it was the Dallas bench that really came up huge, guys. They had 4 double-digit scores coming off of the pine. A big game there from Najee Marshall. Very nice stuff there from Daniel Gafford. No surprise there. Spencer Dinwiddie finally came out of his early season slump, scoring 10 points, and Jaden Hardy put up 13 points of his own. Just great stuff there from Dallas. I mean, it wasn't the full strength Oklahoma City Thunder. No Chet Holmgren there, obviously, and missing a lot of the guys that they'll have here by the end of the season. But they, Dallas smashed OKC on the boards. That's really why they won this game. They also shot 40% from 3, so that doesn't feel too bad. So loving what we saw from the Mavs in that one. Luka still listed as day-to-day for this game. Dealing with that knee issue. He's, probably in no hurry to come back to play in a game against the Pelicans. So we'll see how that goes. Obviously, got to feel great about how his team looked without him there in that one game. So yeah, sitting out another game probably doesn't sound like the end of the world to him. Looking at the numbers for this one, guys, the Mavs are big favorites. They're -10.5. We got an over-under of 224. New Orleans is 0-6 against the spread playing on the road. They're 7-6-1 to the over. Dallas 4-4 against the spread at home. They are 8-6 to the under. Guys, this is another game where injury news is going to play a major factor here. If Luka's back, I definitely like the Mavs here at -10.5. If he's not back, I still shade here a little bit towards Dallas. I think this is a letdown spot here for the Pelicans after really playing their hearts out against the Lakers. I think we'll see Brandon Ingram shooting regress a little bit in this game, and just overall, I like the depth here that the Mavs can bring. I think that poses huge problems here for a very shallow Pelicans team that's really running out of bodies. So definitely leaning towards the Mavs here at -10.5. In terms of that over-under of 224, I'm maybe shading just a hair here towards the under, given, I don't think this is going to be two healthy teams, but that seems like a little bit of a stretch. Definitely much more interested in just taking the Mavs here as the side. Next up, guys, we're looking at the Oklahoma City Thunder. They are going on the road to take on the San Antonio Spurs. The Thunder are 11-3 on the season, coming off of that tough loss there against the Mavs without Luka. So, yeah, not exactly what they had in mind, but this Thunder team is pretty much just rolling here at the beginning of the season. We saw SGA have a big game, putting up 36 points and a +8. We got a +13 there and 18 points from Dort, who shot 4 of 9 from three-point range. So a nice day from him. We also saw Jalen Williams go off for 27 points. So very, very good stuff from the starting unit there for the Thunder, but they are kind of surprisingly a shallow team. They're dealing with so many injuries right now. That's really been the problem. Like, they need Hartenstein to come back off the the IR with that broken hand, and just lots and lots of moving pieces. Obviously, Chet being out now for a little bit with that hip. Lots of pieces missing for this team that, makes it to where, guys that would normally be on the bench have to play starters minutes or have to play a very expanded role. We also just saw the Thunder not shoot the ball great, and they really got smashed there on the board. So definitely plenty of room for them to improve here. In terms of their injury report, Isaiah Joe listed as out for this game. We'll see if he makes his way back. Yeah, he's officially ruled out, though. A left calf contusion is going to keep him sidelined for this one. And yeah, we are apparently not going to be having, no real signs of improvement there for Chet Holmgren. I don't know when he's going to be back, but it is not going to be yet. I mean, no real point to be rushing him back in any sort of, crazy way. The dude's going to be a huge part of their team, down the stretch of the season. They need him healthy when it matters the most. So, yeah, he's going to be out, though, 8 to 10 weeks, and there's no reason to really, speed that up at all. I think they're going to take their time with him. It's a pretty big deal for them that he's out, though. They really need to get Hartenstein back, and that's just not going to be happening yet as they go on the road to take on the San Antonio Spurs, who are 6-8 on the season. They come into this game losers of their last 2 in a row. They lost 110-93 there at the Mavs their last time out. So, yeah, that can't feel great. Obviously, no Wembanyama in that game. So, yeah, I mean, it's hard to say. It seems a little bit rough to say they had no chance in that one with no Wembanyama, but they put up a decent fight there. But, yeah, they just couldn't really get the job done there in the second half, and the wheels kind of came up. Zach Collins put up 20 points. That's a little bit shocking to see from him, but nobody had a particularly amazing game. Chris Paul didn't do anything that special. They did look okay on the boards, but still, didn't have a rebounding edge by any stretch, and not a lot of huge performances coming off the bench. So the real question for this one is, will we see Victor Wembanyama back for this game? He's currently listed as day to day, so it doesn't appear that it was like a super duper serious injury, but he's officially doubtful. He was downgraded from questionable to doubtful, so it seems very unlikely that we're going to see Wembanyama in this game. Which, guys, that kind of simplifies things for us here, because we've got the Spurs at +8.5. We've got an over under of 222.5. I do expect this to move a little bit, guys. I know that the Thunder are not necessarily at full strength, but I don't think it's going to matter that much. Go ahead and give me the Thunder here at -8.5. I think it's a good spot for them. I think they easily win this game by double digits in a bounce back after a game. They're probably a little bit annoyed that they lost, and they're going to need every win they can get. I think this is a perfect spot for them to be getting wins against a banged up opponent when they themselves are banged up. I mean, OKC is 4-1 against the spread on the road. That's a good look. San Antonio 4-4 against the spread at home. Both teams 7-7 to the over/under. I don't really care about the over/under in this game. I mean, it's 222.5. I just think the Thunder are going to win this one comfortably. Next on the docket, guys, we're looking at the Utah Jazz. They're going on the road here to take on the Los Angeles Lakers. The Jazz come into this game only 3-10 on the season, so not having the best time. They're coming into this one fresh off a 111-105 loss there at the LA Clippers, so they didn't have to travel for this game. They were hanging out in LA, so take of that what you will. But yeah, in that loss against the Clippers, guys, I mean, they kept things relatively competitive. I got to give them some credit, but yeah, I mean, we saw Markkanen, only 18 points from him. Not a super assertive game. He only shot the ball 12 times. We need more reps from him. He did have 10 boards in the game. John Collins had a decent game, but just not a super high energy game out there from the Jazz in general in that one. I mean, Keontae George only 4 of 12, 1 of 8 from 3-point range. The Jazz shot only 12 of 40 from deep in that game. And yeah, I mean, normally a team that really does a good job crashing the boards, they ended up even there with the Clippers. So yeah, I'm kind of expecting a little bit of a bounce back here from the Jazz, to be honest. I mean, just not their best game, and they come into this one relatively healthy. I mean, Walker Kessler is, listed as out there at center. He's still dealing with that hip issue, so we're not going to see him in this one. But other than that, like, this is a Utah team that's pretty much at full strength. I'm expecting, higher effort from them in this game. It just did not look like themselves in their last one going up against the Clippers. So we'll see what they can do against the other, Los Angeles team, the Lakers, who are 9-4 on the season. They come into this game fresh off of a 104-99 win there at the Pelicans. So yeah, not exactly an amazing win there, but they got the job done. Anthony Davis and LeBron both playing out there. AD putting up 31 points. Dalton Connect had a crazy game from him. Got to feel pretty awesome as a rookie to put up 27 points on 5 of 10 shooting. So he's looking like an emerging weapon there from the Lakers. Not a whole lot of positives to report there for that Lakers bench, though. They looked pretty freaking bad in that game, and that was part of the reason the Lakers only won that game by 5 points. They shot 30% from 3-point range. They got out-rebounded by 7 by the skeleton crew there for the Pelicans. So yeah, not in love with what I'm seeing from the Lakers right now. And if you look at their injury report, definitely some question marks still remain. I mean, Jackson Hayes is going to be out for this game, so lacking some depth there. Rui Hachimura, Anthony Davis, both on the injury report. Rui is questionable with that ankle issue that's been continuing to keep him out, so I think it's a little bit unlikely that he plays in this game. AD is probable with that foot issue, so I think we'll see him play. But yeah, the Lakers, guys, they are lacking some depth right now in a pretty serious way. So looking at them, they are 11-point favorites in this game. We've got an over-under of 230.5. Utah 4-3 against the spread on the road. The Lakers are actually 5-1 against the spread at home, which is pretty interesting. But I think this is definitely a spot to go with the Utah Jazz and the points. I think they find a way to bounce back a little bit from a lackluster performance their last time out and keep things very competitive in this game against a Lakers team that really has no bench to speak of. And there's some, Jordan Clarkson coming off the bench. That is a killer coming off the bench. So I'm expecting good things there from the second unit there from Utah. And in terms of that over-under of 230.5, I'm definitely leaning towards the under in that game. Utah is 8-5 to the under this season. The Lakers are 7-6 to the over, but I do think this is a spot. If you're looking for an over-under play, this is definitely a good one to take the under. That's all the games we have for today, guys. Hit that like button for good luck on all of your bets and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Let me know in the comments any questions you have on today's slate. Thanks for watching. You can click the link in the description to check out stumpthespread.com, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for more sports betting action.